The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 16 Part 2 Reunion Recap. If Part 1 of the RHOA reunion felt like a warm-up, Part 2 is where the chaos starts to crystallize. We pick up mid-scandal with Angela squarely accusing Phaedra of planting cheating rumors about her and Charles Oakley, an allegation so layered it required actual receipts. Unfortunately, Angela's receipts amounted to little more than a connection to Phaedra's brother. Not quite Watergate. Phaedra, ever composed, dials said brother in real time, who claims he doesn't know the man in question. So, was it a setup? A coincidence? Or just good old-fashioned housewives mess? Even the rest of the cast seems confused. Most of them don't believe Angela would invent the scandal, but they're also not sold on Phaedra's being the culprit. Elsewhere, Angela shuts down age truthers by producing her birth certificate. The moment segues into Phaedra saying Angela is the oldest-looking young woman she's ever seen, followed by Shamaya calling her nose retro. Angela, unfazed, announces her upcoming line of fans after a comment about her being perimenopausal. Brand building in real time. Meanwhile, Drew gets grilled for her lukewarm friendship with Angela this season. Angela, visibly hurt, calls her out, and for once, everyone agrees. Shamaya draws a pointed comparison between her own highly scrutinized friendship with Portia and Drew's relatively easy ride. Double standards? Possibly. Then Andy finally asks what we've all been thinking. Why did Phaedra skip the Married to Medicine reunion but show up here? Her answer? I had nothing else to give them. But Andy presses further. How is Portia besties with Phaedra now, given that history?
Portia chalks it up to time.
Maybe amnesia. But the real moment comes when Shamaya is confronted about unresolved issues with Phaedra. Despite insisting she's over it, her castmates call her out. The people-pleaser bit is tired. Growth means holding folks accountable, including yourself. As the ladies break for lunch and the husbands trickle in, the reunion pivots to one major question. Where are Kenya and Britt? Turns out, Britt was all smiles post-incident, at least according to Shamaya, suggesting her reunion tears were more for the cameras than the couch. Kenya's absence? Still looming like a perfectly laid wig. Andy then turns the heat on Cynthia, who's caught flack for not publicly backing Kenya during the fallout. True to form, Cynthia stays neutral and polished, refusing to co-sign anyone's bad behavior just to play favorites. But the drama spikes when Andy circles back to the infamous gun mention at the bank dinner. Portia recalls Kenya's genuine fear and casually drops that Kenya got Britt's background tea from. Wait for it, Drew. Cue Shamia's gasps and a flash of legal tension. Britt is currently suing Drew. Portia's not done. She reveals she actually spoke with Kenya before the salon opening and feels betrayed that Kenya dragged the whole moment to hell. Beyond being disappointed, she was downright pissed that her own event became a spectacle. Cynthia adds her own layer of heartbreak, saying the salon opening was the last time she and Kenya spoke, marking the sudden end of a long-standing friendship. Her final thought on Season 16? Not that sweet. We finally hear from Shamaya, who opens up about juggling motherhood, her daughter Shiloh's health, and the complex group dynamics. But the moment quickly dissolves into a verbal ping-pong match between Shamaya, Drew, and Portia. Because what's a reunion without a few more sparks? When Andy brings up the state of Portia and Shamia's friendship, the silence says it all. Portia confirms they're not in communication and places the blame on what she calls a full-on smear campaign. She doubles down on the alliance storyline, calling it a calculated attempt to take her down. She also claims her absence from Shamia's wedding was due to a medical condition, prompting some audible chuckles from the couch. But let's be real, these two haven't exactly been friendship goals this season. They're both spinning narratives, and both seem just fine with letting the friendship fade. Here's hoping next week we finally get to hear what went down between Shamaya and Portia's mom, because apparently it was that bad.